All right, shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Before I get started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rechak double honors to my apostles and my elders of great millstone who lead, teach, and rule well. Love and knowledge, but follow I keep pushing the word in truth, faith, and sincerity across the four corners. Shalom, peace, and blessings to the sincere listeners and the sincere subscribers of the Minute Doctrine Great Millstone. This is Brother Yedai from Atlanta. Come with another lesson of the Spirit. I don't have a title for it exactly quite yet. It was based off of a particular precept that I'm going to be reading. Kind of came to mind, but Lord will through the Spirit to give me a title, and the Lord will is edifying. So I'm going to be reading from Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. We'll start at verse 2. This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 2. It says, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. Because the wisdom of this world teaches people madness, folly, destruction, pollution, corruption. The wisdom, so to speak, and understanding of this world, it's not fruitful, in the spirit, but when we, and men and, our people, when we're locked into, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, prophecy, and the message of of these prophecies, man, it's on the right, it's upright, so to speak, to where it can actually be fruitful and profitable in the spirit, man. All right. Verse 3. Yet also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he saith to every one that he is a fool. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I know it's something I, have thought and said in the past. Like time is the ultimate test. Time is it's damn near impossible to fake a full time, man. Because at some point, time will win out. At some point, someone's true nature and intent will be shown by way of time. And same thing here. Through time, it is the ironic thing about it as well. Time won't always show someone to be wise, because to be shown to be wise, it has to be perceived that an individual is wise. Wisdom is a tricky thing to where it's not always easily seen, but a foolish person, it's easy to see that somebody's a fool by the way they move, by the way they act, by how they talk, by how they interact, with people, and and how they move through certain situations. You see what I'm saying? So that's a kind of an ironic, tricky thing. That the difference between seeing and acknowledging and recognizing someone who's foolish, which I guess is relatively easy compared to seeing and recognizing that somebody is wise, which is it takes a more keen spiritual eye. Okay, verse 4: If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacify great offenses. And even as I read this and prepared for this lesson, of course, we can, and you can look at it in a literal sense, as far as like rulers on the earth, is definitely applicable there. But as I read this verse and was, preparing for the lesson, I kind of looked at this in more of a spiritual terms, as far as the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai, the Most High still isn't happy with our people. The Most High still has a bone to pick, so to speak, with us individually, and our people, man. So even with that, knowing and understand the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai is the ultimate power, and He's not happy, and we know and can understand and can speak upon His the Most High not being happy because of what we know that is to come, as far as great judgment that they're going to befall earth, all corners of the earth, you know. So with that being said, in the same way that we hope and pray for ourselves, our families, and for each other, that we can, hold it down and hold down the fort, so to speak, and not be as the scriptures say, not being in a hasty spirit to move and do certain things, and actually just bear the indignation of the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shai, which, as the scriptures just said, pacifieth great offenses. Kind of throw a little water on that heat, so to speak. A little cooling on that heat. You know. Verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. And I'm not gonna pull it up right now, but that image, I believe it's with Teddy Roosevelt and the Gadite. I believe it was a Gadite and a more likely a Judite on either side. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I may be incorrect, but if I'm not mistaken, Teddy Roosevelt oversaw, was a part of the Buffalo Soldiers. It was even myself growing up. I remember growing up where I came from. Um, you know, pretty military area. It came from a military area. Um, in elementary school, damn near every year, if not every year, they would have a play that came to our school, and it was on the Buffalo Soldiers. In which I ain't go front. The play was actually fire. Like, I enjoyed it every year. Especially being you know brown, quote unquote black. You know, you're not always, especially when I was growing up, you're not always shown so-called black men, um, doing good or great feats, military wise, or especially in that time, just in general. But that imagery we don't see, we weren't shown often, even today. But I'm just saying, in my context, when I came up, not realizing that this is an example of that oppression, because what you got, an Edomite, Edom Esau, being a leader and a commander general, so to speak, over troops that are really dividing our people. You got the Edom Esau going to use the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes, to go up against the Northern Kingdom, so-called Native Americans, they're really Gadites, and I'm sure other tribes mix and mingled, amongst that number, but the main tribe that they were going against, the Buffalo Soldiers, were the Gadites, man. You know, and this is a part of you know what the Most High Yahweh Shai has called and commissioned his servants, the prophets, to do, to break down these strongholds, to get into uh, 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 the nooks and crevices of this society, whether it be the establishment of the society, the operation, the future plans. That's why we constantly uh, 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 are pushed and trained and taught to constantly be coming up and speaking against this society, man. You know, because a great darkness, of great confusion has befallen not only the world but also our people, in which we see the fruits of that in the way our people act. Man, our people act like complete assholes out here, man, on all levels, dietary, relationship wise, with their finances, in the spiritual sense, the guys who they pray and reverence, health, wellness. The list goes on, man. You know, but like I said, this is a great divide is we see it happen. Left hand, right hand. We see it happen, man. You know, and that folly that has been set in a great dignity, at a great high level, by hands of primarily Esau, the so-called white man, so-called white race. We see that being cast down. Even example of that, in which we'll see how it all plays out in the end. But the top of the year, you had Cat Williams interviewing with Shannon Sharp, and that kind of brought a certain spirit of really kind of like societal whistleblowing, if I can say, But we see this folly and these lies and deceits and deceptions. We see them being broken down and cast down as we want and we desire, man. Because we don't rock with this place, man. You know, and a part of it is we see the oppression of our people and uh, the uplifting, okay, and the reverence of not only these heathens but also the basis of man being Edom, Esau, the Edomites. All right, finishing out verse 8, Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. You see, so with all these traps and snares and hang-ups that Edom Esau has created and crafted in this society, at the end of the day, he gonna fall in those same pits, in those same traps and snares. You know, and we see it happen. Even 2024, it's not on a lot of people's radar, man, because we still so heavy at the top of the year. But even 2024 being an election year, in which you're gonna have a lot of folks still are clamoring for it and want Trump to come back in office. In which Trump having momentum going into um, the election cycle, it's gonna fuck it up no matter how you look at it. It's gonna fuck it up if he get in the office. It's gonna fuck it up if he don't get in the office. So Trump having any type of momentum going into the election season, going into fall in December of this year, late summer, fall in December. It's like late summer, fall and winter. It's gonna be hot times, man. You know, it's gonna be hot times, man. And ultimately, if an individual is not with the plan and motion of the Most High Yahweh Shem Shah, he on any other uh, plan, you know, your ass will get bit. You're not gonna accomplish your goal, your mo. It's not gonna get accomplished. You know, some inner lesson off here. Lord, will leave it edified. Once again, before I close out, I give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem. Rachak Badash, double honors to my apostles and my elders of great millstone who lead teach rule well. Loving the gospel for I keep pushing the word of true faith and sincerity across the four corners. Shalom, peace and blessings to the sincere listeners and the sincere subscribers of the Midnight Great Millstone. Lord, we've been edified. Next time.